everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Maserati Music. I am here with my very special guest, Christine Lee. She's a female phenom who is so multi-talented she inspires wherever she goes. She is the epitome of class, conducting herself with a humble heart that is fierce with love and compassion. She's a dreamer and a doer, leaving her 9-to-5 behind to run with her dream. She has no regrets. Her life's filled with adventure and self-discovery. She's limitless as she performs aerial poetry, she teaches, she's an actress, and she has recently been picked up by LA talent agency ABA. Her latest project also involves her birthday celebration, and you are all invited. Details are in the description box, so get your tickets today, celebrate Christine, and also help San Francisco's Little Box Theater at the same time. Welcome to San Francisco.
Background. It makes you look like a reporter or something.
I am. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
I got my circus outfit on.
Oh yeah, that is so cute. That's the one from that's from Nina.
Nina made this.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
yes.
I love it. It's so
because as soon as I met you, Christine Lee, I was like, I'm gonna be just like Christine. What do I have to do? It's just an outfit, right? Then I took your stretch class and was like, oh, you're amazing. You're incredible strength. I only hope in this lifetime. I'm working towards it. So
you are doing great. You are talented at every single thing you do. So I think you're already killing it.
I think singing and, well, you know what? We both enjoy diving into all kinds of, I'm not going to call them boxes because we're not stuck there, but just diving into all kinds of opportunities for the sake of growth and expansion.
Totally.
You know, it's fun. What else can I do? What can I do? You know?
So true.
Yeah. I just want to thank you so much for being on the show today and also for celebrating your birthday in such an amazing way. And, you know,
I'm so excited to be part of it.
Yes, allowing me to be part of it. I'm so excited because as performers right now is kind of a dry spell in a sense. And then not in a sense. It's how creative you get.
Yeah, totally.
Right? I mean, you are doing everything. Okay, so can you put it in an order of first love? So real quick, just to let the audience know, I met you at a street fair. I was performing with my band. You were, we shared.
When you were so good.
I was amazed. I was watching you. You inspired notes out of me I had never sung before. So we're sharing the same green tent, you know, and you're stretching and they're setting up the outdoor aerial dancing thing.
Yeah.
And just was so amazed by your kindness, your skill, everything. And we just clicked and connected through Instagram, which is the best. So if you could categorize, back to my question, like, is there a first love for you in everything that you do?
Well, it's kind of funny because you kind of already said it. Like, I love the growth, right? I love the exploration. I love the creativity. So in the moment, it does change, right? Like, it depends on what fills that fire. But overall, I would say over the past 20 years, like, it is performance arts. Circus is my number one. Like, I have a lot of other jobs. Like, I've worked in tech. I do a lot of volunteer work. I do a lot of acting and like normal person modeling work. And I love it all, but circus is like when you have that feeling, right? That gut feeling where you can't sleep, you're so excited. That circus gives that to me by far. And then everything else I feel like kind of has their days, right? Like acting and acting has been amazing actually since pandemic. That's what I've been primarily doing, and I'm like falling more in love with it right now. I still miss circus being my main gig, but it is what it is with pandemic. And nonprofit has been probably the underlying thing for it all. So since I was a little kid to now, like, I still try to do volunteer work at least once a week. And that's something that I wish I could do full time, but I I just can't really afford it. And I know
Right.
circus is the same way, but circus has a shorter life span. So yeah, I would say it's kind of in order-ish, like circus, like nonprofit, acting, but in general, creative work.
Yes. And you do it all so well. I can totally relate to the circus, the moving of your body, that expression that comes from within you that is not goes on display. You know, like with voice, it's like it's connected to such a passion and such a feeling. And so it does lift me up in the most incredible ways. It's definitely it's a spiritual experience, you know, hopefully for the audience and then of course the performer themselves. How beautiful that you can do this acting. And what I've envisioned for you is just that you take your circus performing, your dancing to the big screen. I mean, you know, it's so gorgeous. I never skip your Instagram story because
So sweet.
it's so inspiring. It's so beautiful. What you do is just so gorgeous. So I know you don't have a lot of time today. So do you want to tell everyone about your big birthday bash?
Yes. Okay. I'm so excited about this. So I've been doing, it sounds funny, my annual birthday, I guess your birthday happens every year, but I'm having annual events on my birthday, kind of rhetorical. And it started a couple years back. This sounds so cheesy, but from a dream. I had a dream, and this was maybe...
That's never cheesy to this gal. That's how everything begins. Okay, please tell me about your dream. I'm a believer.
So I had a dream a couple months before my actual birthday was, and it was that I was having a birthday party, but it was a circus show, and all of the people who had reached out to me in the past 10 years of like, hey, I love circus. I see you performing. I wish I could perform. What advice do you have for me? Where do I go? It seems like the only people that perform are the people that perform. Like, there's been a lot of frustration, and I hear this from a lot of students and friends where like, I just don't know how to break into it. Like, I just have no idea. And it's been hard for me because I'm like, I can't introduce them to the agencies I work for because they don't have the experience, right? They don't know how to do the hair and makeup and have all the costumes. Like, it would be hard for someone to hire them right off the bat. So I'm always giving the same advice, like, oh, do a showcase for a school or do a nonprofit event here and there, but they really don't know where to get started. And like, I could try to help, but how do I help every single person know how to do rigging, know how to get costumes, know how to do their make? Like, it would be like a consultancy. So I'm like, I've always just been very conflicted on like, how do I help? And I've tried to help people by introducing people here and there, or helping train people, but it's always been like a thing for me where I'm like, there's something missing there. So in my dream, like, I had 6 different people who I'd sat down with in the last couple of years in my dream, performing in beautiful costumes, lighting, everything. And I just remember like feeling so excited in my dream, like, this is a dream. Like, this would be like, exactly, like, this would be the best birthday in the world. So I woke up and I was like so emotional. I was like, oh my gosh, like what was that? Like, was that a dream? Was that real life? And then I realized, like, you know, it's a dream, but maybe I should do this. Like, maybe there would be interest. So I was like kind of feebly on Facebook, and I was like, hey guys, like, no plan. I was like, I have this dream that I had the circus show and all my friends who wanted to perform, and it's been a catch-22 because you can't perform until you perform. We're performing at it. Is there any new or burgeoning performer who would want to be part of this? And I just posted that, like, kind of awkward. I was like, what if no one likes it? I'm gonna delete the post. Like, a weird thing, right? Like, what a weird thing to post. And like 100 people responded with like, I would buy a ticket, I would perform, I think this person should perform. And it was just like this explosion. I was like, there's a need. Like, this is something that people really want.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So the first year we had it at Little Box Theater, which is this amazing venue, and I could talk about that in a sec. And originally I was like thinking of having like 5 or 6 performers. We had 16 acts, and out of those acts, one girl, it was her first time performing. She went to Cirque du Soleil and performed professionally like 6 months after, and she's a good friend of mine, and she's still like, those are the first photos and videos to like get me that work. Another friend was a full-time PT person and who was training for fun. This was her first time performing, and now she's a full-time performer. She was living in Montreal, like traveling all around performing. So like this was like an actual catalyst for people, and like for me, like I can't ask for more. Like that's the holy grail, right? Like that is community service, that is art, that is empowerment, that is community, like all the things I love all in one. So it was amazing. And then the second year we did it, I decided, I'm like, okay, we actually made enough money. Like, let's turn this into like a charity event. So we did it for Planned Parenthood. And this next one blew up even more. Like the first year we had like 200 people. The next year we had like 300 people, and we had 200 people virtually. So we had 500 people there, which is nuts. And then this year I was like, I don't know if I want to do this again. Like I don't want to do a virtual show. And then the Little Boxes Theater, which is this amazing collaborative art space in San Francisco that I've done multiple shows, photo shoots. It's also just amazing people that really care about like, how do we break the mold, and how do we empower others, and how do we bring this to people? So they're just amazing. And, you know, through pandemic, all these small businesses, especially in the event space, performers, like we're all in big trouble financially. Yeah. Like some people are figuring it out, making the best of it, and some people, they're trying to, and it's just not working, especially if you have rent for a space like this. Like I think they're like the people in the hardest position, because they're like, they have all this stuff here in the space. Yes. And if things are normal, they're going to be fine, but things aren't. So they're losing money trying to survive. And
well, their challenge is not having artists. It's not allowing people to gather. So there's
totally,
I don't know how creative they could get.
Exactly.
Rent it out to 2 people at a time. Like what, you know,
it's just not going to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So they reached out to me with just a very sweet note. And I like, not that I forgot about them, but I like, everyone is in trouble, right? So I don't even know who to help sometimes. Like everyone is financially in trouble, but they reached out with like, hey, here's our situation. We'd love any support. And I just was like, I had that same moment that I had in my dream where I'm like, I want to help them. Like, I really want to help them a lot. Like, I don't want to just, you know, I sent them $50 and I was like, that's nothing. Like, that doesn't pay for rent. Yeah. That doesn't pay for anything. So then I messaged them. I was like, hey, what if I did the same Dream Circus birthday, but this time as a fundraiser for you guys? And they were like, no! Like, oh my God. And I was like, no, like, why not use my birthday as an excuse to get people to give money to something that's tangible and that is a
yes. And once again, everyone rushed in. I mean, the lineup is incredible. Insane. And all the variety of performances, and like, I'm so excited to be part of it. I'm actually
You're the first singer. You're a first singer in the show. I'm serious. It's primarily circus. And when you reached out, I was like, yes. Like, I was like, you're already a professional, but yes. Like,
well, I will sing, but I'll probably wear my circus suit when
yes, you should. It's a perfect venue because it is circus themed. So yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, no, when you reached out, I was like, oh my God, like, yes, I'm so honored. Like, thank you. Because I mean, I would say half the performers are noobs and half are professionals this time. So I was like, yeah, bring it on. Plus it's harder for noobs to perform virtually because they don't have the space or whatnot. So it makes sense this year that it's kind of like a 50-50 split. But yeah, it's an amazing lineup. Belly dancers, circus people. We're taking snake selfies as the intermission. So my friend Casey, who performed in the first one, she has a snake and she does acrobatics. She does aerial. She and her aerial partner are going to be like posing in beautiful costumes with snakes and taking selfies with people for donations. So like, we're trying to get creative. We're trying to make it fun. Yeah. We're trying to make it feel truly engaging. So it's not like just like watching a video, like it would be like watching.
Yeah. Well, you have a live host
and I don't know if I even told you this, but I mentioned it in my notes on the thing, but like, I want every performer to chat a little bit after their act. So I want there to be at least one Q&A. And if no one asks the question, I'm going to plan a question, but like that way it's like truly actually interactive and like human versus like just watching a show. Like, this isn't a show. This is an experience, right? So
we will be sure to put all the links down below. But what is the main link that people should look for on their social media to purchase a ticket?
Yeah, I think the easiest one is a bit.ly link because it's like you don't have to type in all the letters. So it's bit.ly/Dream Circus B-Day.
Okay. And they can look for you. They can look for it on your link tree on your Instagram.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We will include everything down below. Okay.
Yes.
My 11-year-old is a YouTuber, so he's like, is it up here or is it up here? I don't know.
That's so cute.
He's so crazy with it. But I do want to go back to when you started. So how old were you when you started your training?
I, believe it or not, started in my 20s. And I've been doing it 14 years. So we could do the math there. But I started out of college just taking classes for fun. So a lot of people were like, oh, I'm too old to do circus. I'm like, like nobody is too old.
That's what I said.
I know. And I was like, what are you talking about? You were so young and fit. Like no one, like you're like perfect for it. Like anyone who wants to do it could do it. But yeah, I was I think 21 when I started taking classes, and then 2 years after just training for fun, I was in the Caribbean on vacation to do circus. There's a trapeze at a resort out there, and I had like the best week of my life. Like it was probably like, I'm pretty happy, like on a scale from 0 to happy, I'm generally happy.
Yeah.
But there I was like psycho happy, like couldn't stop smiling, like tears streaming from my face just because I was excited to be there. And towards the end of the week, the head of the circus troupe was like, hey, we want to bring you in. And I was like, we're in Turks and Caicos, like that sounds crazy. And he's like, no, like one of our flyers is leaving and moving back to Australia. We need someone here, and you do all of the things, and we want to work with you. And I was like, okay. And at that time I was working in a tech company. Like I was like a normal 9 to 5. And I was like, that sounds a little crazy, but like, thanks.
Wow. I love it. I love it. And you did it.
Yeah. So I went back to New York.
Yes.
I went back to my office. I was I didn't say yes for a little bit. Like I got back and I was like, I'm just going to live my normal life that was prescribed to me. And then I remember opening up my inbox and like seeing at the top of the inbox, the contract from the circus team. And I was just like, oh my God, like the universe is telling me this, like that I need to do this now. So I like put in my 2-week notice that day and put everything in storage and moved to the Caribbean. Like it was just a matter of weeks for that to all happen, which is nuts. And I'm so glad I did it. And that's when like my life changed, right? Like I went from like doing what I'm supposed to do, like going to Berkeley, working at Microsoft. Like I was doing everything that I was supposed to be doing. And then it just broke. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to follow my heart. And since then I've been a much happier person, and life is so much more fun.
It's so much more fun. You know, that was like your awakening to what made you feel really alive.
Exactly.
Which is everything. And when you have those moments like that, or those times of awakening that shift your life, it definitely is the universe taking you and aligning you on your path. And it's so incredible. That's what New York City was for me. And life changer, you know, moral rearranger. It's like mind bender. Like, what am I doing? This doesn't even sound like how, you know, and I felt like it was almost a remembering who I was when I was little, when I didn't care about what anybody thought.
I'm younger now than I did in my 20s. That's the most confusing part. Yeah. So true.
It's just freedom. It's beautiful. Now I'm curious how you treat your body well. I know you eat right. You limit your wine. You know, and you're stretching, you're always in training. How does your body feel?
So I actually did like a diet nutrition program about 2 years ago, and I feel so much better since then. And it's funny,
inflammation, that whole thing, like it reduced. Yeah, it is. It's
and
everything.
I lost a lot of weight. Yeah, I lost a lot of fat, gained a lot of muscle. My body changed, and I actually feel physically better now than I ever have, which is nuts because I'm approaching my late 30s now. And I don't know how that happened, but I feel good. And like in training, I feel safer. I feel stronger. Like when I was younger, I would like jump up on the trapeze without stretching and like just fly around. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I did that now, like I would break my shoulders. And now I have a lot more knowledge and a lot more experience in knowing how to treat my body physically, through nutrition, through fitness. So I feel very lucky that I tried to avoid, potential for injury or anything, because what we do is pretty taxing on our bodies.
Yeah. You really have to tune in and love yourself. Like truly love yourself, and that you don't love something and not take care of it. So it's just, and you love what you do. So how do you continue to do this for as long as you want, hopefully? By taking care of yourself. Thank you so much for being here today.
I also want to say thank you back to you, because you are like literally that envisionment of all these different things. Like you're a performer, you do acting, you're a mother. Like I have so much respect for you, and I'm always like your cheerleader on the side. I'm the same way. I always see your stories. I always see your posts. I'm always like, yeah, you get them.
I know, and I love it. We're doing the whole black and white photo, accept the challenge. It's like, I want to accept that challenge on a daily, I want to live that challenge always. I love women. When I perform, I dial into the women, because I know if they're enjoying it and the energy they give me, it's just so pure, so beautiful, so nurturing.
It's so much of a better compliment when a woman comes up to me afterwards and says, I loved your act. It's a totally different air. And like for me, that is when I'm like, oh, I did okay tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's so loving. Yeah. And, love. That's what we can't get enough of love. We can't give enough love, and we can't, get enough.
Agreed. But I felt that aura from you day one, where I'm like, this is a woman supporting woman, and she's truly passionate. Like when I watched you sing, I was like, she's not just singing, like she's giving herself to this. So yeah, much respect.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hang out and, share a glass of wine together, hopefully soon. And
one day.
I will see you on your birthday. One more shout out for the birthday. So that's on
August 8th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. The details are on Facebook. It is a fundraiser for Little Boxes Theater. You could go to bit.ly/Dream Circus B-Day. And that'll take you to the Facebook page where you can RSVP, and it has a donation link there. Please share, tell everyone about it. The amazing Angie will be singing and performing at it. That was so good. And we have, 15 different performers of every single background. So it is going to be amazing.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it. So we will see you all there. And thank you again, Christine.
Yay. Thank you, Angie. I'll see you soon.
Happy birthday!